The Raven's Resolve, humanity's first deep space exploration ship equipped with an experimental wormhole drive, sat motionless in the inky void of uncharted space. Its sleek black hull shimmered faintly in the dim starlight, a testament to centuries of human innovation. Captain Lila Carson leaned forward in her command chair, eyes glued to the holographic display in front of her. The pulsating rift they had created, a swirling mass of blue and gold energy, threatened to tear itself apart. "All systems nominal, Captain," Chief Engineer Dorian Yates reported. His hands moved rapidly across the console, stabilizing the wormhole's fluctuations. "Are we sure about this?" muttered Lieutenant Marcus Hale from his station. "We're jumping blind into an unknown galaxy. We don't even know if the drive works properly." "We didn't come this far to hesitate now," Lila replied sharply. "The Council entrusted us to lead humanity's expansion. We take the risks so others won't have to." The words carried weight, but Lila's stomach churned. Even she wasn't entirely convinced they'd make it back. Humanity's survival hinged on finding new habitable worlds, and this wormhole, unlike anything they'd previously discovered, offered a shortcut through the stars. "Drive stable, Captain," Yates confirmed. "Coordinates locked." "Good. All hands, brace for transition," Lila commanded. "Activate the drive." A deep hum filled the ship as the wormhole drive came to life. Lights flickered momentarily, and a gravitational wave rippled through the ship. Lila gripped the armrests as the Raven's Resolve surged forward, enveloped by the swirling vortex. When the light faded, the crew was met with a view that stole their breath. They had emerged above a verdant world cloaked in swirling clouds. Its surface gleamed with vast oceans, sprawling forests, and golden cities. "It's alive," Hale whispered. Sensors beeped furiously, pulling their focus to the readings. "Captain, I'm detecting multiple energy signatures," Science Officer Ilara Voss said, her voice tinged with awe. "Artificial, but nothing like our technology. This isn't just a habitable planet, it's inhabited." "Can they detect us?" Lila asked. "Unknown," Ilara admitted. "Their energy fields are unlike anything in our database. They might already know we're here." Before Lila could respond, the ship's alarms blared. A massive vessel materialized from thin air, its angular frame encased in pulsating orange light. It dwarfed the Raven's Resolve, and its sheer presence exuded authority. "They've locked weapons on us," Hale warned, his voice tight. Lila sprang into action. "Shields up. Open a comm channel, now." Ilara worked frantically at her console. "I'm broadcasting on all frequencies, but there's no response. Their tech." A sudden surge of energy rocked the ship as a blinding beam struck their shields. Panels sparked, and the hull groaned under the strain. "Return fire," Lila ordered, though deep down, she knew they were outmatched. Pulse cannons unleashed volleys of energy at the alien vessel, but the shots fizzled against its shimmering barrier. The alien ship retaliated with a calculated elegance, its weapons precise and devastating. "We can't take another hit like that," Yates shouted. "Divert all power to the shields," Lila commanded. As the alien ship charged for another strike, an unexpected phenomenon unfolded. From the planet below, a series of golden orbs ascended, surrounding the alien ship. The orbs pulsed rhythmically, and within moments, the massive vessel powered down, its glowing lights dimming. "What just happened?" Hale asked, his tone a mix of confusion and relief. The orbs began to move toward the Raven's Resolve, weaving an intricate dance as they encircled the ship. One of them approached the bridge viewport, its golden light intensifying. "Captain," Ilara said, her voice barely a whisper. "It's scanning us." Lila stared at the orb, her reflection distorted in its surface. Then, as if understanding their plight, it pulsed softly and projected an image into the bridge, a humanoid figure with elongated features and glowing eyes. The figure spoke in a melodic yet incomprehensible language, its tone oscillating between curiosity and authority. "Universal Translator," Lila urged. Ilara scrambled to activate it. The figure's words began to shift, their meaning coalescing into something recognizable. Asterisk, you do not belong here. Explain your purpose, or you will face annihilation. Asterisk. The crew exchanged tense glances. Lila took a step forward, her voice steady despite the fear coursing through her veins. We come in peace, she said, her tone resolute. We are explorers seeking new horizons for our people. We mean no harm. The alien figure tilted its head, as if weighing her words. The golden orbs dimmed slightly, their glow less menacing. Asterisk, your arrival has disrupted the balance. This world is a convergence, a meeting point of civilizations. Your kind has never crossed this threshold. Until now. Asterisk. As the figure's cryptic words sank in, Lila realized this encounter was far from over. Humanity had ventured into the unknown, but this world held secrets and alliances that could either uplift them, or destroy them. The bridge of the Raven's resolve was tense, the air thick with uncertainty as the alien figure's image lingered before them. Its glowing eyes seemed to pierce through Lila, scanning not just her, but the essence of humanity's intent. Asterisk, your words carry peace, but your presence brings disruption. Asterisk, the figure continued. Asterisk, you stand at the convergence, a nexus of civilizations and fragile accords. Asterisk. Lila straightened, her resolve hardening. We didn't intend to disrupt anything. Our arrival was accidental. But now that we're here, we seek understanding and cooperation. The alien tilted its head, the golden orbs around the ship shimmering faintly in response. Asterisk, understanding requires trust, and trust is earned through action. You will prove yourselves, or face judgment. Asterisk. Before anyone could respond, the image dissipated, and the orbs retreated. The alien vessel that had attacked them remained dormant, as if the orbs had neutralized its aggression. Captain, Elara said, her voice breaking the silence, I'm picking up a series of coordinates. It looks like they've sent us a location on the planet's surface. Are they inviting us, or testing us? Hale muttered. Only one way to find out, Lila said. Prep the shuttle. We'll go down in a small team, minimum risk to the ship. Yates looked up from his console. I'd recommend we keep the Raven in orbit. The damage we sustained isn't critical, but another hit could cripple us. Lila nodded. Agreed. Hale, Elara, you're with me. Yates, you've got the con. If we're not back in 6 hours, we'll find a way to come after you, Yates finished, though the worry in his eyes betrayed his words. The shuttle sliced through the planet's atmosphere, revealing a breathtaking landscape below. Towering spires of crystalline structures dotted the surface, glowing faintly in the golden sunlight. Lush forests surrounded these structures, their vibrant colors unlike anything on Earth. As they descended, Elara's console beeped. I'm detecting multiple life signs, some humanoid, others, less so. The diversity is incredible. Let's hope they're friendly, Lila said, gripping the controls tightly. The shuttle landed in a clearing near the coordinates. The moment they disembarked, a group of figures emerged from the crystalline spires. They were tall, their skin shimmering like liquid metal. Their eyes glowed faintly, reminiscent of the golden orbs that had encircled the Raven. The leader stepped forward, its movements fluid yet deliberate. It spoke in the same melodic language as the figure from the ship, but this time, the translator worked seamlessly. Asterisk, welcome, visitors from beyond the veil. You stand before the Axarim, stewards of the convergence. Asterisk. I am Captain Lila Carson of the human ship Raven's Resolve, Lila said. We're here to learn and to offer peace. The Axarim leader regarded her carefully. Asterisk, peace is a noble aim. Yet the convergence has seen many who claim the same, only to sow chaos. Your arrival has stirred attention, not all of it welcome. Asterisk. What kind of attention? Hale asked warily, scanning the horizon. The leader raised a hand, and a shimmering projection appeared, a map of the surrounding regions. It highlighted areas marked with pulsating red energy. Asterisk, the Kralith, destroyers of worlds, have sensed your arrival. They are predators who thrive on instability. If they come, they will not stop until all is ash. Great, Hale muttered under his breath. Lila ignored him. We didn't mean to bring danger to your world. Tell us how we can help. The Axarim leader hesitated, then gestured toward the crystalline spires. There is a device within our city, a beacon that shields this region from the Kralitha's influence. It has weakened over the centuries. You will aid us in restoring it. Lila exchanged a glance with Alara and Hale. We'll do what we can. But we'll need more information, schematics, power sources, anything that can help us understand your technology. You will be granted access. The leader replied. But know this, the beacon is sacred. To tamper with it carelessly would invite devastation. Follow our guidance, or your efforts will destroy us all. Inside the crystalline city, Lila marveled at the intricate designs and advanced technology. The Axarim moved gracefully, their connection to the city evident in how the structures seemed to respond to their presence. Alara examined the beacon, a towering obelisk of pulsating energy at the city's heart. This thing is ancient. The energy patterns are almost alive. If we miscalculate, we could overload the entire system. Then we don't miscalculate, Lila said firmly. Alara, you'll lead the repairs. Hale and I will assist. As they began their work, the ground trembled, and a distant roar echoed across the horizon. The Axarim leader's voice was calm but urgent. The Kralith have found us. Lila's blood ran cold. How long until they're here? Not long enough. If the beacon fails, we all perish. Lila turned to her crew, her resolve unshaken. We hold the line. Humanity's survival depends on what we do here, and now. The distant roar grew louder, vibrating through the crystalline city like a drumbeat of doom. High above, the sky darkened as ominous clouds swirled into unnatural patterns. From the horizon, black, jagged shapes cut through the air, dozens of Kralith ships, each emanating a sinister red glow. Captain, we've got incoming! Hale shouted, his hand resting on his sidearm. Lila glanced at the Axarim leader, whose glowing eyes dimmed slightly. We will defend the city as best we can, but without the beacon's full power, the Kralitha's forces will overwhelm us. Your task must be completed swiftly. We'll do our part, Lila assured, though her heart pounded. But if they breach the city, we'll need time. How long can you hold them off? The leader's metallic voice resonated with grim determination. As long as it takes. But know this, should the Kralith reach the beacon, they will corrupt it and turn its power against us. Then they won't reach it, Lila said, steeling herself. Hale, secure the perimeter. Alara, how's the analysis coming? Alara crouched by the base of the towering obelisk, her scanner buzzing and holographic displays swirling around her. This thing is running on an energy source I can't fully identify. But I've mapped out the decay in its power matrix. If we reroute energy through these conduits here, she pointed to glowing crystalline nodes, we can stabilize it. Then do it, Lila said. Alara hesitated. There's a catch. The rerouting will spike energy output temporarily. If we're not careful, the whole system could overload, and we'd vaporize everything in a 5-kilometer radius. Perfect, Hale muttered from the doorway, keeping watch. Lila nodded. We don't have a choice. Get started. I'll coordinate defenses with the Axarim. Outside the city, the first wave of Kralith forces descended. They were biomechanical horrors, their twisted forms a grotesque blend of flesh and machinery. Metallic claws and spiked appendages gleamed in the dim light as they charged toward the crystalline structures. The Axarim warriors moved into formation, their sleek, metallic bodies shimmering as they summoned weapons from their very forms. Blades and energy projectiles emerged seamlessly, and with a unified cry, they engaged the invaders. Lila joined the Axarim leader at a command post near the city's edge. A holographic map displayed the battle's progression. Your people are holding, but for how long? Not long enough, the leader admitted. The Kralith are relentless. They do not retreat, and they do not tire. Every minute we delay them costs us dearly, Lila activated her communicator. Hail, status? Contact imminent, Hale's voice crackled back. We've got Kralith at the city's north entrance. I'm holding them off, but they're breaking through fast. Fall back to the beacon if necessary, Lila ordered. We can't let them get to it. Inside the beacon chamber, Elara worked with laser focus, her fingers flying across the controls of her improvised interface. The obelisk pulsed erratically as she rerouted energy through its ancient systems. Come on, hold together, she muttered, sweat dripping from her brow. Suddenly, the ground shook violently, and a piercing screech echoed through the chamber. One of the Kralith creatures had broken through, its monstrous form towering over Elara. Captain, we've got a breach, she shouted into her communicator, scrambling backward as the creature lunged at her. A pulse of energy struck the Kralith mid-leap, sending it crashing to the ground. Hale stood in the doorway, his weapon smoking. I thought you said we were just fixing a beacon, he quipped, helping her up. Funny. Now keep them off me while I finish this. Elara snapped, returning to her work. Hale took position, firing at more Kralith that poured through the breach. Each shot slowed them, but they kept coming, their metallic limbs clanging against the crystalline floor. Outside, the Axarim leader stood beside Lila, his form flickering with signs of wear. The Kralitha's main force approaches. Their warships are preparing to bombard the city, Lila frowned. Bombard? I thought the beacon was their objective. It is. But they will destroy it if they cannot corrupt it. Their victory lies in our annihilation, either way, The Axarim raised his arm, summoning a wave of golden orbs that surged toward the enemy ships. Some exploded on impact, but many Kralith vessels powered through, their shields absorbing the blasts. Lila keyed her communicator. Elara, how much longer? I need 2 more minutes. Elara shouted back, her voice strained. You've got 1. Lila barked. In the beacon chamber, Elara made the final connection. The obelisk flared to life, its glow intensifying as the rerouted energy surged through it. Done, she yelled, collapsing to the floor as the system stabilized. The beacon emitted a massive shockwave of golden light that swept across the city and into the skies. The Kralith forces froze mid-attack, their forms disintegrating as the energy overwhelmed them. Outside, Lila shielded her eyes as the light enveloped the battlefield. When it faded, the Kralith were gone. The Axarim leader turned to Lila, his glowing eyes brighter than before. You have proven your worth, but this is only the beginning. The Kralith will return, and the convergence remains fragile, Lila nodded, her face resolute. Then we'll be ready. Humanity doesn't back down. As the Golden City shimmered in the aftermath of the battle, the Raven's resolve hung in orbit, a lone ship on the edge of an unfolding intergalactic struggle. The aftermath of the battle left the crystalline city eerily quiet, save for the faint hum of the newly stabilized beacon. Golden light pulsed rhythmically through the obelisk, spreading across the structures like a lifeline restored. The Axarim moved among the ruins, their shimmering forms dimmed but purposeful as they tended to their wounded and reinforced the city's defenses. On the ground near the beacon chamber, Captain Lila Carson stood with her team and the Axarim leader, her expression guarded. We held them off, for now. But the Kralith won't stop. How long do we have before they regroup? The Axarim leader's eyes glowed faintly, the only hint of emotion on their otherwise metallic visage. It is impossible to say. The Kralith operate beyond linear time, striking at moments of perceived weakness. Restoring the beacon has bought us respite, but not immunity, Elara, still catching her breath after her grueling work on the beacon, spoke up. The beacon's energy field is impressive, but it's a temporary patch. Without proper repairs and a steady power source, it'll degrade again. Asterisk, you are correct, asterisk, the Axarim leader acknowledged. Asterisk, the beacon was built eons ago, long before even we arrived at the convergence. Its power stems from the core, an artifact buried deep beneath this world. To truly restore its strength, the core must be reactivated, asterisk. Lila narrowed her eyes. And I'm guessing reactivating the core isn't as simple as flipping a switch. The leader's gaze shifted toward the distant mountains, their jagged peaks shimmering faintly with golden light. Asterisk, the core lies in the Cavern of Harmony, a sacred place guarded by ancient trials. Few who attempt the journey return. But if the beacon falters again, the Kralith will annihilate us all, asterisk. Trials? Hale said, raising an eyebrow. Why is it never just a quiet walk in the park? Because it's never that easy, Lila replied with a wry smile. She turned to the Axarim leader. We'll do it. Tell us what we need to know. The leader inclined their head. Asterisk, you will not go alone. I will assign a guide, an Axarim who has walked the path and returned. Prepare yourselves. The journey begins at dawn, asterisk. Back aboard the Raven's Resolve, Lila convened with her crew to assess their situation. The ship hung in orbit, its damaged systems running on minimal power. Chief Engineer Yates had been hard at work stabilizing the critical systems. How bad is it? Lila asked as she entered the engine room. Yates wiped sweat from his brow. Bad enough. We've got shields at 20% and weapons offline. If the Kralith decide to pay us another visit, we're sitting ducks. Lila frowned. Keep working on it. I'll have Alara send up whatever data she's gathered on Axarim energy systems. Maybe we can integrate something to bolster our defenses. Let's hope we don't need it, Yates said grimly. The next morning, Lila, Alara, and Hale met their Axarim guide at the edge of the city. The guide introduced herself as Kaylee's, her shimmering form smaller but more luminous than most of her kin. Asterisk, the path to the core is treacherous, but I will guide you as far as I am able. Beyond the first trial, the path is yours alone, asterisk. What kind of trials are we talking about? Hale asked as they set off toward the mountains. Asterisk, the Cavern of Harmony tests the essence of those who enter. It will challenge your unity, your resolve, and your understanding of balance. The trials are not physical battles but confrontations of the mind and spirit, asterisk. That sounds abstract, Hale muttered. Lila shot him a look. We've faced worse. Stay focused. The journey to the Cavern of Harmony was grueling. The team traversed dense, bioluminescent forests and crossed rivers that shimmered with an eerie golden light. Along the way, they encountered remnants of civilizations long gone, ruins of alien cities overtaken by the relentless march of time. It's like this world is a graveyard for civilizations, Alara remarked, her voice tinged with unease. Kaylee's nodded solemnly. Asterisk, the convergence is a nexus. Many have come seeking its power, and many have fallen to its trials. The Kralith are but one of the forces that prey upon those who fail, asterisk. When they finally reached the cavern entrance, the team was greeted by a massive archway carved into the mountainside. Symbols glowed faintly along its surface, radiating an energy that made the air hum with anticipation. Kaylee stopped at the threshold. Asterisk, this is as far as I go. Beyond this point, the trials will know your hearts. Trust in your unity, or the cavern will consume you, asterisk. Lila turned to her team. We go in together, and we get through this together. No one gets left behind. Understood? Hale and Alara nodded, their determination matching hers. Inside the cavern, the air grew thick with energy. The walls glowed faintly, reflecting their own movements back at them in distorted, shifting patterns. Is it just me, or are the walls moving? Hale asked, his voice echoing unnaturally. Before anyone could answer, the ground beneath them shifted. The cavern seemed to ripple, and the team found themselves separated, each standing alone in a void of shimmering light. Lila's voice echoed faintly in her own mind. Stay calm. Find each other. This is part of the trial. But the voice that answered wasn't hers, it was a darker, harsher version of herself. Asterisk, you think you can lead them? You're just as lost as they are, asterisk. Lila's breath caught. The trials had begun, and they weren't just testing her, they were peeling back her deepest fears. The shimmering void surrounded Lila, pressing in with an overwhelming sense of isolation. The distorted echo of her own voice reverberated around her. Asterisk, you're not a leader, Lila. You're a pretender. The weight of this mission will crush you, and them, asterisk. She clenched her fists, refusing to let fear take hold. I've heard worse. You're just an illusion, a trick of this place. The void shifted, and images formed, her crew aboard the Raven's Resolve, the ship engulfed in flames. Yates pounded on a window, his cries muffled as the fire consumed him. Elara and Hale stood frozen, their faces filled with betrayal. This isn't real. Lila shouted, but doubt gnawed at the edges of her resolve. The phantom voice whispered again. Asterisk, it could be. If you fail, this will be their fate. You will lose everything, asterisk. Lila took a deep breath. She remembered Kaylee's words, trust in your unity. Closing her eyes, she focused on the bond she shared with her team, their unwavering trust in each other. This mission isn't about me, she said firmly. It's about all of us. And I won't let fear dictate my choices. The void quaked, and the illusions shattered. Lila found herself standing back in the cavern, her heart pounding but her resolve unbroken. Elara's trial was different. She stood in a vast laboratory filled with alien technology, all of it unfamiliar yet tantalizingly within reach. Voices called out to her, scientists, mentors, figures from her past. Asterisk, this is your chance to ascend, Elara. The Axarim's knowledge is limitless. You could unlock the secrets of the universe, asterisk. She reached out instinctively, her hands hovering over a glowing console. But as she activated it, the laboratory dissolved into chaos. Energy surged wildly, and the beacon appeared in front of her, shattering into pieces. No, she cried, scrambling to repair it, but every piece she touched disintegrated. Asterisk, you are not enough, asterisk, the voices sneered. Asterisk, your knowledge is a flicker compared to what is needed here. Why should they trust you with this task, asterisk? Tears pricked her eyes, but she forced herself to stop. She remembered Lila's voice before they'd entered the cavern, we get through this together. This isn't about what I know, Elara said aloud. It's about what we accomplish as a team. Alone, I might not be enough, but together, we are. The chaos subsided, and the laboratory dissolved. Elara emerged back into the cavern, her determination solidified. Hale's trial was a battlefield. The ground was littered with wreckage, the bodies of his comrades strewn around him. He clutched a weapon, its barrel smoking, and turned to see a monstrous Kralith advancing. Asterisk, you're nothing but a soldier, asterisk, the voice sneered, sharp and accusing. Asterisk, you follow orders because you're too scared to lead. What use are you when the chips are down, asterisk? Hale gritted his teeth, raising his weapon. He fired, but the Kralith absorbed the shots, its twisted form looming closer. I'm not scared of you, he growled, but the voice cut deeper. Asterisk, aren't you? You've always been scared, of failing, of being the weak link. That's why you hide behind bravado, asterisk. The Kralith lunged, and Hale froze, his doubts paralyzing him. Then, he remembered Lila's words, no one gets left behind. He dropped the weapon, standing tall. You're right, I'm scared. But fear doesn't define me. My team trusts me, and I won't let them down. The Kralith dissolved into mist, and the battlefield faded. Hale reappeared in the cavern, his confidence renewed. The three of them reunited in the cavern's heart, where the air pulsed with energy. The Axarim guide, Kaylee's, appeared as a glowing projection, her voice soft but commanding. Asterisk, you have faced the trials of the cavern and emerged whole. Unity is your strength, but the final challenge lies ahead. Beyond this door lies the core. To awaken it, you must balance its energy and your own. One misstep could destroy everything. The team nodded, stepping through the final archway together. The core chamber was vast, its walls covered in intricate patterns of glowing symbols. At the center floated a massive crystalline structure, its light flickering erratically. Elara scanned it with her equipment. It's unstable. We'll need to synchronize its energy flow manually. Manually? Hale asked, glancing at the shifting patterns. I hope you brought an instruction manual. Not quite, Elara said, smirking despite the tension. But I've got us. Lila took charge. Elara, guide us through the adjustments. Hale, you monitor for overloads. I'll handle the stabilizers. As they worked, the core's energy surged and fluctuated, testing their coordination and trust. Each adjustment brought the system closer to stability, but the pressure was immense. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and the Kralitha's screeches echoed faintly in the distance. They're coming, Lila warned. We need to finish this now. Elara made the final connection, and the core flared to life. A wave of golden energy spread outward, its pulse resonating through the cavern and into the sky. Outside, the Axarim watched as the beacon's light intensified, forming a protective barrier that encompassed the city and pushed back the encroaching darkness. Inside the chamber, the core stabilized, its glow steady and powerful. The cavern seemed to hum with harmony, a tangible sense of victory filling the air. Lila turned to her team, her voice firm but filled with pride. We did it. Together. But as the golden light enveloped them, Kaylee's voice echoed once more. You have succeeded, but the Convergence's true test has just begun. The golden glow of the core dimmed as the pulse of energy stabilized, leaving Lila, Elara, and Hale standing in the now serene chamber. The sense of accomplishment was palpable, but Kaylee's parting words lingered ominously in their minds. The true test has just begun, Lila repeated, her voice echoing softly in the cavern. What did she mean by that? Elara adjusted her scanner, her brow furrowing. I don't know, but this energy signature, it's not just stabilizing the beacon. It's sending out a signal. Hale, pacing warily, glanced toward the now glowing walls. A signal to what? Reinforcements? Or more Kralith? Before Elara could answer, the air around them shimmered, and the Axarim leader appeared as a holographic projection. You have restored the core and reawakened the beacon. The Convergence's energy flows once more, but its signal calls not only to allies. It calls to all, All? Lila asked sharply. You mean the Kralith? And others, the Axarim's tone was grave. The Convergence is a nexus of power sought by many civilizations, including those who see it as a prize to be claimed, or destroyed. The beacon's activation marks this world as contested space. Hale let out a low whistle. Great. So we just lit up a giant target. Lila's jaw tightened. How long do we have before they arrive? The Axarim leader's form flickered. The first arrivals are imminent. Prepare yourselves. The beacon is your greatest strength, but also your greatest vulnerability. To safeguard the Convergence, you must unify its power with your own. The trials were merely the beginning. The projection faded, leaving the team in silence. Back at the city, the Axarim worked tirelessly to fortify defenses. Their sleek forms moved with mechanical precision, but there was an undercurrent of unease among them. Lila stood on the city's central platform, overlooking the beacon as it pulsed with radiant energy. We can't hold off multiple alien forces with just the Axarim and the three of us. We need reinforcements. Elara, working on her portable terminal, perked up. The beacon's signal isn't just a distress call. It's a universal broadcast. I might be able to tweak its output to send a message back to Earth. Earth? Hale said, raising an eyebrow. You think they'd send help? We're months away from the nearest fleet. Maybe not a fleet, Alara admitted, but if we can get the right people to hear us, they could coordinate a response, or at least warn others to steer clear of this place. Lila nodded. Do it. Send the message. Meanwhile, we'll prepare for whoever shows up first, friend or foe. Hours later, the first ships appeared on the horizon. The Axarim gathered on the city's perimeter, their weapons gleaming in the faint light of the beacon. Lila, Hale, and Alara joined them, watching as 3 sleek vessels descended, their hulls adorned with intricate, swirling patterns. Not Kralith, Hale observed. But they don't look friendly either. The ships landed, and a group of tall, sinewy aliens emerged. Their violet skin shimmered in the light, and their eyes glowed faintly. They carried long, ornate staffs that crackled with energy. The Axarim leader stepped forward, addressing them in a language of melodic tones and harsh clicks. After a brief exchange, the leader turned to Lila. They call themselves the Zir. They claim to be protectors of balance and demand access to the beacon. They believe its power must be regulated by their order, Regulated? Lila frowned. And what happens if we say no? They will likely see us as a threat and act accordingly, Lila exchanged a glance with Hale. Figures. The Zir leader stepped forward, their tone imperious. The beacon belongs to the Convergence, not to any single species. Its power must not fall into reckless hands. We're not reckless, Lila said, stepping forward. We're here to protect the beacon, just like you claim to be. The Zir's eyes narrowed. And yet, its activation has already drawn others who would exploit it. Your kind is untested, unproven. We cannot trust you to safeguard such power. Lila squared her shoulders. We've already faced the Kralith and survived. We've restored the beacon and stopped its collapse. That's proof enough. The Zir leader raised their staff, its energy crackling ominously. If you will not yield, then you will be removed. The ensuing battle was a clash of energy and strategy. The Zir's weapons unleashed precise, devastating blasts, but the Axarim countered with their adaptive technology, forming barriers and striking back with concentrated energy pulses. Lila, Hale, and Alara fought alongside the Axarim, using a mix of human ingenuity and brute force. Hale managed to disarm one of the Zir with a well-placed shot, while Alara hacked into the city's defenses, redirecting energy pulses to create a shield around the beacon. The tide began to turn, but before the Zir could retreat, a loud, otherworldly screech echoed through the air. Kralith, Lila muttered, her stomach sinking. Above them, a massive Kralith warship broke through the clouds, its spiked hull radiating malevolence. The Zir froze, their leader staring in horror as the ship unleashed a swarm of biomechanical drones. The Zir leader turned back to Lila, their tone urgent. The Kralith cannot be allowed to take the beacon. We must combine forces, or all is lost. Lila hesitated, but only for a moment. Agreed. Let's show them what we're capable of. As the Kralith forces descended, a tenuous alliance was formed. The Axarim, the Zir, and the humans prepared to face the greatest threat yet, one that could decide the fate of the Convergence and beyond. The air over the crystalline city crackled with tension as the Kralith warship loomed above, its twisted form exuding menace. The swarm of biomechanical drones descended, their shrill screeches cutting through the air like knives. Lila stood between the Axarim and the Zir, her voice steady despite the chaos. If we don't work together, none of us will survive. The Kralith don't negotiate, they devour. The Zir leader, their glowing eyes darting between the humans and the Axarim, nodded reluctantly. We will fight with you. But know this, should we prevail, we will revisit who has the right to the beacon. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, Lila replied curtly. She turned to Alara and Hale. Alara, coordinate the city's defenses. Hale, take a team to secure the beacon chamber. If they breach it, it's over. On it, Hale said, gripping his rifle. Alara was already moving, linking her tablet to the Axarim's energy grid. I'll keep the defenses adaptive. If you see a drone getting through, let me know immediately. The Axarim leader stepped forward, their luminous form resolute. We will protect the beacon at all costs. The core is the heart of the convergence, and its loss would mean devastation for us all. Lila nodded. Let's hold the line. The first wave of drones hit like a thunderstorm, their razor-sharp appendages slicing through the air. The Axarim's energy barriers held firm, rippling as they absorbed the impact. The Zir unleashed powerful energy blasts from their staffs, disintegrating clusters of drones with each strike. Lila's rifle barked as she picked off drones trying to flank the defenses. Her movements were precise, every shot a calculated effort to keep the line intact. Hale's voice crackled over the comms. Beacon chamber secure, for now. But these things are relentless. How's it looking out there? Under control, Lila replied, though her tone betrayed the strain. Define under control, Hale quipped, the sound of gunfire in the background. Alive. For now, Lila shot back, focusing on another drone. In the command hub, Ilara's fingers danced across her tablet as she monitored energy flows and redirected power to failing sections of the barrier. The Kralith are learning, she warned over the comms. They're probing for weaknesses. Her Axarim assistant, a smaller but brilliantly glowing figure, pointed to a section of the grid. Here, the drones have focused their attack on this nexus. If it falls, the barrier will collapse. Ilara cursed under her breath. Rerouting power now. If they keep this up, we'll burn out the whole system. The Zir leader, overhearing through the shared comms, interjected. We will reinforce the nexus. Direct us to the point of weakness. Reluctantly, Ilara sent them the coordinates. Just don't let it fall, she said, her voice tight. As the battle raged, the Kralith warship descended further, its spiked hull beginning to glow ominously. Lila's eyes widened. What's it doing? The Axarim leader's voice was grim. It is charging a planetary disruptor. If it fires, the beacon, and this entire city, will be obliterated. Lila turned to Ilara. Can we stop it? Ilara's hands moved frantically over her controls. The ship's shield is too strong for conventional weapons. But if we can amplify the beacon's energy field, we might overload its systems. Do it, Lila ordered. What do you need? Ilara hesitated. Time. And a stable connection to the core. In the beacon chamber, Hale and his team were locked in a fierce battle with drones that had slipped through the defenses. We're holding, but barely, he shouted into his comms. Hale, we need the core fully synced to the beacon, Lila said. Can you make it happen? Hale glanced at the glowing crystal in the chamber's center, its pulsating energy erratic. I'll try, but these things aren't exactly user-friendly. As he worked, the chamber shook violently. The Kralith warship had begun to fire smaller, concentrated blasts, testing the city's defenses. Hurry it up, Hale! Lila barked. Above the city, the Zir and Axarim worked in tandem, their combined firepower holding the swarm at bay. The Zir leader stood beside the Axarim commander, their staffs glowing with synchronized energy. You fight well for outsiders, the Axarim commander said. The Zir leader responded with a faint smile. And you for machines. The moment of camaraderie was short-lived as a new wave of drones, larger and more heavily armored, emerged from the warship. Back at the core, Ilara's voice came over the comms. The amplification is ready. Hale, is the core stable? Just give me one more, there. Hale exclaimed as the core's energy steadied. Ilara initiated the sequence. The beacon flared brighter than ever, its golden light piercing the sky. The energy wave struck the Kralith warship, disrupting its systems and causing the drones to falter midair. The warship groaned as its hull began to collapse inward, the disruptor charging mechanism failing catastrophically. With a deafening roar, the ship imploded, its wreckage scattering harmlessly across the landscape. The remaining drones retreated, their connection to the mothership severed. As the dust settled, the defenders stood victorious but exhausted. Lila turned to the Zir leader, who looked at her with newfound respect. You have proven yourselves, human. But the beacon remains a danger to all who covet its power. Our fight may not yet be over. The Axarim leader stepped forward. The convergence has always been a place of trial and unity. Perhaps this is a sign that such unity is possible among us. Lila nodded. Maybe. But one thing's for sure, this isn't over. The galaxy knows we're here now. As the beacon pulsed steadily behind them, its light a symbol of hope and a warning, the team braced for the challenges still to come. The aftermath of the battle was both triumphant and sobering. The beacon's golden light shone steadily, a testament to their victory, but the destruction left by the Kralith and the exhaustion of the defenders reminded everyone that the true struggle was far from over. Lila, Elara, and Hale stood with the Axarim and Zir leaders atop the central platform, overlooking the sprawling city. The damaged energy barriers sparked intermittently, and the beacon pulsed softly, its glow seemingly calming the tension in the air. We held them off, Lila said, scanning the horizon for any sign of returning enemies. But this was just the beginning. If the Kralith found us this quickly, others won't be far behind. The Zir leader inclined their head. You speak the truth, human. The beacon's signal has drawn attention across the galaxy. Not all who come will be enemies, but many will. The Axarim leader added, the convergence was designed to unite civilizations, not divide them. Yet its power tempts even the most honorable. That is why the trials existed, to ensure only the worthy would wield its strength. Hale crossed his arms. Yeah, well, seems like the trials didn't account for Kralith warships and opportunistic scavengers. What's the plan to stop round 2? Elara looked up from her terminal. We have options. I've been analyzing the beacon's energy patterns. It's not just broadcasting, it's creating a protective field around the planet. We can amplify it further, maybe even cloak the beacon entirely. The Zir leader frowned. To hide it is to deny its purpose. To protect it is to ensure it has a future, Elara countered. We can't unite anyone if this place is destroyed before we even get the chance. Lila raised a hand, her voice steady. Both of you are right. The beacon's purpose is to unite, but we need to buy ourselves time. Let's amplify the protective field for now. Once we stabilize things here, we can decide the next steps. The repairs began immediately. The Axarim worked tirelessly to restore the city's defenses, their luminous forms moving with practiced efficiency. The Zir contributed their energy-based technology, reinforcing weak points in the barrier and enhancing the beacon's field. Lila and Hale joined the Axarim on patrols, ensuring no lingering threats remained. Despite their exhaustion, the team's camaraderie kept their spirits high. Elara, meanwhile, worked alongside both alien factions to fine-tune the beacon's output. She marveled at the Zir's knowledge and the Axarim's precision, realizing that together, they were capable of feats she could never have imagined. Sometimes, she murmured, it takes a crisis to bring the best out of us. As the days passed, the team began to notice subtle changes in the Axarim and Zir. The two groups, once wary of each other, started to cooperate more fluidly. They shared knowledge, techniques, and even moments of levity. Lila observed this transformation with quiet satisfaction. It's not perfect, but it's a start. The Axarim leader approached her, their glowing form radiating gratitude. Your species is resilient. In the face of conflict, you do not retreat. You find solutions. It is a quality we admire. High praise coming from a civilization as advanced as yours, Lila replied, smiling. But we wouldn't have made it without you, and the Zir. The Axarim leader nodded. Perhaps the convergence has found its first success in uniting us. The calm was short-lived. On the horizon, faint ripples in the sky hinted at new arrivals. Elara's scanners confirmed the worst. Multiple ships, each bearing unique designs, were approaching the planet. Looks like our reputation precedes us, Hale muttered, readying his weapon. The Zir leader studied the data with a calculating gaze. Not all of these ships bear Kralith signatures. Some may be allies, or opportunists. Lila's jaw tightened. Either way, we need to prepare. Ilara, can we reinforce the beacon's field further? I can try, she said, her hands already moving over her terminal. But if we push it too far, we risk destabilizing the core. Do it anyway, Lila said. We can't afford to be caught off guard. As the first ship entered orbit, a transmission crackled through their comms. A deep, resonant voice spoke. This is Commander Orlan of the Galactic Coalition. We come in peace to investigate the reactivation of the convergence. Identify yourselves. Lila exchanged a glance with her team. Coalition? That could be good news. The Zir leader was less optimistic. Orlan's coalition seeks control over anything they deem of galactic importance. Be cautious. Lila activated the comms. This is Captain Lila Carter of the Raven's Resolve. We're here to protect the beacon and ensure its power isn't misused. What's your intent, Commander? A pause. Then, our intent is to ensure the safety of the galaxy. The convergence is a powerful tool, but in the wrong hands, it is a weapon. We will determine its fate. Lila bristled but kept her tone calm. This isn't up to one faction to decide. The beacon belongs to all of us. Then let us meet, Orlan said. And discuss its future. As the coalition delegation descended to the planet, the defenders braced for yet another tense encounter. The Axarim, Zir, and humans stood united, their alliance fragile but steadfast. Lila glanced at her team, her voice filled with quiet determination. We've proven we can survive anything thrown at us. Now we have to prove we can lead. The beacon pulsed behind her, its golden light a beacon not just of power, but of hope, a reminder that unity, even in the face of overwhelming odds, was humanity's greatest strength.